joined by Coach DeBoer. We'll go ahead and, once he's ready, have Coach make his opening statement, and then we'll take some questions after that. So whenever you're ready, Coach.
You bet. Getting wore out by those alumni out there. So we got a good group of alumni here. Get a chance to spend some time with them here right afterwards. So they're down on the field. But good scrimmage for the guys. I say it seems like every time, but I felt good about the back and forth. There's times the offense moved the ball, especially early up the field, and defense did a nice job anchoring down as the scrimmage went along. And we got into some situations at the end, some end of game stuff that I think is really important. Things that we're able to do much more and be comfortable repping those things. Doesn't mean it's perfect. That's why we practice, and got some end of game situations in there at the end too. So just kind of last second stuff, 7 seconds. Last play of the game type thing, but really all the injuries that we have right now, we got Jaden Roberts still digged up. He got in the middle of the week, just stuff we're dealing with and keep evaluating him. So don't expect it to be a long-term thing, but don't know his timeline necessarily. And then James Smith continues to come along, and I like the progress that he's showing. So he didn't scrimmage, either one of those guys scrimmaged, but for the most part, we're in a good spot. I think a lot of what we went through in the spring has really helped us. I was hoping it was gonna be a blessing in disguise, but I think we're building some depth, and when you don't have a guy out there, you feel good, not just about that replacement or who's competing for those spots, but also the guys that are now moving up the depth chart, maybe from a 3 to a 2 and so forth. So blessing in disguise, maybe. We're building depth both the spring and the fall. Questions?
Thanks, Coach. Let's start with Nick here on the far left.
Yeah, we'll get out of the way. How'd the quarterback split?
I almost just went to it without even you asking, but I was like, the biggest thing with those guys, the quarterbacks, the question is, they've done a great job, first of all, taking care of the football. No picks today, and a few touchdown passes. I don't know the exact number, but a few touchdown passes between all three of them. And the completion percentage over the course of camp for all three has been in that range that we want. Like to have a minimum of 65%, and they just did a good job being consistent. They've taken care of the football. I think there's maybe 3 picks all camp. When you talk about 7-on-7 drills, team drills, I might be off on one, probably not off 2, but they've done a good job taking care of the football. And I think the first week just missed a few plays. The last practices, finding the ways to get explosives. I think commanding the huddle. I think your 2 guys that have been around the offense the longest, Ty and Austin. When they get in a huddle and they got to rattle off a play, they're sharp and confident with it. Keelan's still learning those things, but he's doing a great job. The progress is something that you'd hope for, and he's right there. So, explosive opportunities, they got the ball there. They delivered the ball, and timing. Very few times are we in a spot where we're not throwing on time, not confident with where we should deliver the ball. So, from a timeline, because I know that's kind of what you want. I feel like we're getting closer. I would have said before camp, we definitely got to make a decision by the time we get done with the second scrimmage, and I would anticipate for sure that being the case. And we'll see kind of how the next few days go, but it's 2 good showings, I think, especially by Austin and Ty again today, and again Keelan making the progress we hope for. You can see what his ceiling is going to be. It's just a matter of more reps.
Jumping to the right side, let's go to Charlie.
Yeah, Coach, just sticking with the offense, what do you see from the backs today from a run game standpoint?
I thought Jam started out really well. I think the offensive line did a nice job creating some seams for Jam to hit. Got to the second level, broke a couple tackles. I thought it was one of the better showings I've seen Jam have in a scrimmage. And then, Daniel Hill is a guy we're getting more and more comfortable with. He's a big back, but I think he's deceiving when it comes to what he does from a skill set standpoint, because he can catch the ball in the backfield. Dre has been consistent all camp long. I thought he poured a couple runs up in there. Did a nice job. Maybe when there's not even something there, just moving the pile and getting those 3-yard gains that are important to, setting your offense up for good down and distances. Rich, continues to do his thing too. So all of them, I think Jam, certainly had the best day, and that's been consistent. Feel good about all of them in pass protection, first with their responsibilities and the ability to go up there and, execute too, get the job done. With blitzes and things like that, our running backs doing a good job, and when they get out, they've been effective pass catchers as well.
Go to the middle room to Katie.
With Jaden out, just kind of how much rotation were you having to do at guard with Cam and Gino and those guys? Just overall, what did you see from the offensive line?
Yeah, I mean, with Jaden out today, the rotation was less. It was kind of those guys in there, left guard Cam, right guard Gino, and so that was kind of our lineup. And that's more than likely kind of what it looked like before camp, and that hasn't really changed much with the main core of 6 guys kind of competing for those spots more days than not.
Chase in the back left.
What did you see today that you would say was disappointing or concerning?
So I mentioned Jam getting some good runs the first couple plays of the game. Obviously, that meant there were some seams, and so the first drive in particular, some seams, and so we got to be ready to play. Gap integrity defensively, but I didn't feel like over the course of the scrimmage, the defense had an issue with the run. So just being ready to go with the first couple plays, the offense got down the field pretty quickly. Defense did a nice job anchoring down and keeping them out of the end zone though at the end. So some good give and take. When I say that, it's kind of the first drive only, but I thought they did a good job. And so then on the alternative, what you'd like to see is the offense continue to execute, right? And the run game, and it wasn't like they were bad, but those explosives that you want to try to see, certainly the defense did a nice job of clamping it down. So you just I sit right wearing the headphones, and every single play, if I flip from one side to the other, there's complaining and the guy's upset, and the other side there's a crew that's pretty happy and ready to go play the next play. So. But I think there's a good give and take. So I can't say that there was anything I was just like, man, we are in trouble or we're nervous about this. So, and again, we're playing some young guys there. Defensive end, James I mentioned, has been out. So getting good rotation, guys getting a lot of good reps.
Second row to right, Will.
Coach, there's a lot of depth on this team, rooms like the wide receivers, defensive backs. How'd you see that depth on display in the scrimmage today, and what's impressed you throughout camp and even from the spring?
Just new guys popping up, right? Guys that you would expect to make plays, but one day, you got Germ, you talk about receivers, you got Germ making a lot of plays. Today, Portland getting his opportunity, and Rico just doing the little things that matter, Cole Adams made a nice play today, one that, was really good to see. The depth, guys understand, man, I gotta go out on a day when we got a scrimmage, I gotta go out and prove it. And so, especially those ones that maybe haven't gotten as many opportunities or know that they're just right there kind of hovering on between a 1 and a 2. And so, the depth thing, we have a lot of positions, like I think about linebacker and O-line, where we got a lot of upperclassmen and guys that have a lot of experience, and then all of a sudden it drops down, to where all of a sudden you're playing with Michael Carroll and Jackson Lloyd at tackle, and that's the part that is nice to see. You wish it wouldn't necessarily have to be that way. You'd love to have some maybe redshirt juniors, and Olas is doing a good job and things like that, but those young guys at maybe offensive line, I think linebacker is a lot the same, just really getting a lot of reps in there. You got the Deontay Lawsons and that crew of upperclassmen, and then you got the crew that's incoming freshmen. But I love the depth we're building. Those guys are going to be important, not just on defense, offense, but special teams. They're going to be really critical. We played a lot of freshmen last year. I think most in the SEC by far. I think one of the top 3 in the country. I think it's close to 1,600 snaps with freshmen on special teams last year. So it's good for those guys to get out there and do the fundamentals that are especially transferable from maybe defense and tackling to the special teams.
Go to Mike, far left.
What were you able to get from the tight end position compared to where you were in the spring during scrimmages?
Yeah. They're really consistent. I'm trying to think, there was a couple nice, just moving the chains type things, consistency. Can't say that there was a lot of explosive plays out of the tight ends, but they are extremely critical as far as moving around. You guys know we do a lot of shifting and motioning. They're involved in protection. The next time they're out, I thought they were really consistent. Again, not a lot of explosiveness that we saw from them. The explosiveness came from the other guys we're talking about in the skill area. So I'm pleased with where it's going. We lost two really good ones that could do some things, especially up front when it comes to big bodies and having to play SEC, football. And I think we can probably continue to get better blocking at the point of attack, and especially maybe in short yardage or goal line situations. Continue to get there, but that's a whole unit thing too. It's not just on that position.
Let's go back right, EG.
Hey Coach, what are you looking for in terms of little things and intangibles when it comes to a first scrimmage of fall camp?
Yeah, first of all, guys feeling confident when they break, whether defensively lining up, offensively breaking a huddle or running out and doing it confidently. And I really felt that was the case. We scrimmage, and there's a lot of install that gets put in each and every day. And so when you first put that in, there's a lot of coaches that are kind of like hovering, right, trying to get the guys lined up. And, from my standpoint, you get to Wednesday, Thursday, you got a big scrimmage Saturday, you're wondering if how confident they're going to be. But I thought that was really good. I thought the coaches didn't hold back. I thought there's base stuff that they did, but also, everything we've installed, they wanted to find out how vulnerable we were or how hard we could attack and push. And so we challenged our guys, and I thought confidently, and you can hear the confidence come out in communication. A communicating team is usually a confident team. Just confirming things, that tells you where you're going, and it also confirms that your buddy, behind, in front, next to you, he knows what he's doing too. So you're on the same page. So I think that's really where it starts. Communication. I defensively just really not like blown coverages, things that just a guy completely being out of position. Forcing people to win their one-on-ones is really what it came down to a lot today, and who could out-execute.
Okay, last question will come from Blake here on the front right.
What did you see from the pass rush, and who kind of made plays in that area?
Yeah, I'd say the pass rush, and I think the offense does a good job of doing things to slow down the pass rush and to counter it, because then we know that there's some guys that can get home, and you can't leave them one-on-one. So offensively, there's some good schemes and things that are going to keep that in check to keep our quarterback upright. That's one of the staples and one of the most important things of our offensive success is being able to have that quarterback, not sit back there and be completely comfortable, but you got to keep him upright. You got to have him out there. And so I think the offensive line probably did a better job when there was one-on-ones. Guys did a good job. I think LT continues to do a good job. I'm really excited about Quay and what he can do. Yanze over the course of camp, I think has been consistent. He didn't really get a chance or see him today, really getting home. But he's around the quarterback, and even the limited time early on, I felt like James Smith, and so he's an important piece of that too. It's just guys working together. I think that's going to be the key for us. Is we had times where we got someone close, but you got to continue to just work together and not leave lanes for quarterbacks run through. And I can see just every practice as a defensive line, and when the linebackers are involved in those fits, continue to surge the pocket, continue to be disciplined, upholding their job and responsibility to where else in these huge lanes for a quarterback to run doesn't happen. Maybe happen once or twice, and I attribute that to some pretty good quarterback instinctual play as well. So I think the offensive line probably did a little better job, but there's some scheme pieces to that too, to take away so many one-on-ones and just make ourselves vulnerable. So
Thank you, Coach.
you bet. Thank you.